Royal riches. Meghan Markle's business plan has been revealed. She's moved her company to a U.S. tax haven, reports say. We will have more news on this in a few days because we'll have the final decision from the Duke and Duchess of Sussex, Prince Harry and Meghan Markle, as to what their plans will be, if they will definitely split from the senior royals or if they will have one foot in Canada, one foot in the UK. So more news on that later. But the royal family is due to lose these two senior royals in the near future, they think, then after the summit that took place yesterday. But how has Meghan, the Duchess of Sussex, protected her business interests from scrutiny? Well, Kaisha Langton, Express UK, reports on this. Obviously, she must have very good accountants and lawyers to advise her. So Meghan, Duchess of Sussex, and Prince Harry are seeking, from what their announcement tells us, to become financially independent. That means that they will not be receiving any more funding from the Sovereign Grant, which is a portion of taxpayer money derived every year from the revenue of the Crown Estate, which goes to the British royal family. The Sussex couple said the grant covers around 5% of their costs, and it's used for official office expenses. But how has Meghan protected her assets? By moving a company to a tax haven in the USA. Well, according to a recent survey among millennials, 61% of UK adults say they are not financially independent. That's because things are so expensive in the UK. Most of them do live with their parents. The rents are expensive, especially if you're in the city centre of London. Prince Harry is no exception to this and has received income from his father, Prince Charles. From the 2018 accounting statements for the Duchy of Cornwall, for instance, he received more than £21 million, about $24 million, from Prince Charles, according to that public accounting statement. As he and Meghan step back from their senior royal duties and being a member of the royal family, funding from the Duchy of Cornwall will no longer be available to them and will instead be received by Prince William and his family. But does this mean that the couple will be left in destitution? The Duke and Duchess of Sussex are wealthy in their own rights by normal standards, yours and mine. For instance, Prince Harry and Prince William are both recipients of the inheritance from their mother, Princess Diana. That totaled to about £21 million at the time of her death. Meghan was a successful television actress. Well, she was no Jennifer Aniston, but anyway, before her marriage, her worth is estimated to be about $5 million from those television endeavors. In preparation for the move to financial independence, Meghan appears to have moved her business to a U.S. state used by the super rich to protect their interests. Meghan's company is called FrimFrac, F-R-I-M-F-R-A-N-C, FrimFrac Incorporated, and was transferred out of California in December, and it was incorporated in the state of Delaware. Now, according to tax experts, this move was potentially undertaken to avoid large taxation in California. The Telegraph said corporation filings show the move was made on New Year's Eve, while Meghan and Harry were taking a break in Canada, planning to quit their roles as senior royals and becoming financially independent. Financial services firm Wolters Kluwer, Alan Statura, said that you would want to do it on New Year's Eve simply because if you go on 1 minute into the next year, you would owe some taxes to California for the whole year of 2020. It could be a double whammy depending on what the cost of those taxes are. Typically, he says, the expectation would be that taxes would be higher in California than they are in Delaware. So the couple, the Sussexes, also took steps to protect the Sussex royal brand, seeking a global trademark for the brand, and the filings suggest the couple has plans for items and activities from clothing to emotional support groups and who knows what else. So Sussex Royals will be their brand, one of their brands, I guess. Brand experts have estimated that Sussex Royal brand could be worth hundreds of millions. Editor-in-chief of True Royalty TV, Nick Boulin, said, they would have no issues achieving financial independence. He said brand Sussex is a global brand and could end up making an absolute fortune, from public speaking to Meghan reinventing her lifestyle blog to merchandising or brand endorsements. Yes, even endorsements. Meghan is believed to have a high-powered team currently sifting through the commercial opportunities being offered to the Duchess, as well as plotting her next moves. The team is said to include Duchess of Sussex former Hollywood talent agent Nick Collins, business manager Andrew Mayer, and lawyer Rick Genu, and the latter two of which are listed as CEO and secretary for her company Frimfram. Frimfram or Frimfrack? Anyway, whatever the name is. Frimfram, I guess that's it, was the company behind Meghan's successful blog The Tig. It now appears likely she's planning to reignite the company as a corporate entity for her future earnings. Now, the financial expert said moving her company to Delaware could prove beneficial in many ways because of the state's flexible business laws and its now low personal income tax rates. Delaware is home to more corporations than people. It has a massive 65% of Fortune 500 being incorporated in that state. The company's officers and directors must be disclosed, but the actual owner is not required to identify themselves, meaning that Mr. Mayer and Mr. Genu are listed in the company's records, but Meghan will not necessarily be listed if she doesn't wish to. Experts have also said the move may have been because Meghan is no longer a resident of California, which would mean it's appropriate to move the company to Delaware. And it's understood the company receives income for work undertaken by Meghan before she became a royal, including residual payments from her acting work. Frimfram has been described as a largely inactive business and has elected to pay a fee which enables shareholders to sell shares should the company go public in the future. Now, one of the real reasons that they have thought of leaving the UK and relocating somewhere else was because of the announcement that Prince Harry made concerning the security and the protection of his family. He did not want anything similar to what happened to his mother, Princess Diana, befalling his wife or his family at all. So perhaps they want to get away from all the publicity, all the press, and all the photographers that are there, all the paparazzi that would be chasing them in the UK. But I think that this is their action here now means that there'll be more of that going on in their lives, whether they like it or not. They will be in the center of the public eye. They are still royals, and depending on how much security they have in Canada, that's another issue. We don't know if Trudeau and the Canadian people want to pay for their security. We know that if they were guests in Canada, they would have security by the Canadian government, but if they're residents of Canada, that's another thing. So there's more news on this coming, and we'll have updates on this as more details are made public. In the meantime, we wish them all the best. They are a young family, and I used to live in Canada. It's a beautiful place. I used to live in Montreal. That was in the snow belt. It was freezing cold in the winter. That's one thing I really don't miss. But hopefully, God willing, everything will be fine for them. If you'd like to join me on my Patreon account, you will hear content not covered by mainstream media. These riveting stories will be based on my research, and I will state my opinions and give my personal insight on diverse and controversial subjects and world events not covered by mainstream media, and not supported by YouTube guidelines. So whatever I have on my Patreon, most of those will not be on my YouTube channel. Please consider becoming a member today. More of the most significant and important videos will be on my Patreon channel. Your support helps me to continue my research and keeps this YouTube channel alive. and we depend on your support, your generous charity, because we help economically challenged families here in Athens, Greece, in Kapota, and we also help the young generation with university tuition and the community around our church. Thank you.